Hello everyone. I was bored, so I decided to find some TD servers, and there's some things that I learned that might help you guys. After some looking, I eventually found this server, which had a decent run going. But first, I'll give you a very quick overview of Mindustry TD. Unlike in normal Mindustry, units go on a map-specific path set by the creator. You cannot build in the paths. You get resources from killing enemies rather than getting them yourself, and the waves get harder over time. Because of these rules, the players are only using resources for defense. Just look at this salvo schematic. I guarantee you didn't make this in your first playthrough. And just look at this abomination. That's an insane amount of ripples. And this is tip 1, have an equal amount of defense on both sides. You will see this in action in a bit. And look at those fuses, they must be dealing so much right now. I also forgot to mention the health multiplier. This is the main thing that increases difficulty here. Once these get to the double digits, you will see the flaws in this defense. But we are getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's look at some highlights. Since I have no multiplayer experience, all I can do right now is small contributions. Like fixing this garbage pyrrhotite factory. They really didn't think this through, huh? And that's the second tip I learned. Always check up on your factories and buildings. A small change or oversight can completely stop production of an important factory. In this case, scorches weren't too major anyway. But if this was the ammo production to your only defense, then you can see how things would go very wrong quickly. Anyway, I fixed this issue just by incinerating any excess coal. Simple problems require simple solutions. Anyways, the right side's strong defenses have been breached now, even though we are only at 6.8 health multiplier. This really shows the first tip in action. Your defense is only as strong as its weakest link, so all your grand defenses won't matter if it's only on one side. The other side is gonna get breached anyways, and the enemies will skip your grand defense. Of course, this is a pretty extreme example, but you should apply this principle in your campaign or server runs too. Luckily, TD uses a sort of live system, so we are okay. That was a bit of a warning shot, though. I can try adding more scorches here, but against T4 units they're useless. And we haven't improved the defenses, so the right side is still getting breached. We do have quite a bit of lives, but still we should do something right. If we don't fix this soon, we are going to lose. So I decided to do something about it by adding a meltdown near the base. Note that we get free liquid patches here, so we can just pump cryofluid. We are lacking in titanium because of the ripple mass. But then I make a big mistake. Someone types in the chat,
"Can someone work on an impact reactor?"
Naturally, the skimpy campaigner that I am says this. There's like a billion heat spots. Use thermal gens, it's cheaper. And though there was indeed a ton of heat spots, this was also when I learned the third tip. Never underestimate the power usage of factories, especially oil extractors. You would genuinely be surprised at how much some of these schematics cost. I'm talking thousands of power a second, so you can't fund that much power usage with just thermal gens. In that case, impact reactors are indeed the way to go, especially when making megabases or T5 units. Like, take a look at this blast schematic. That structure total likely costs at least 5k power to run, and there's multiple of similar schematics throughout the map, so imagine powering all of that with just thermal gens. Anyways, let's move on. That's so insanely tanky. With a 10x health multiplier, each enemy is equivalent to 10 copies of them. Even with the insanely powerful boosted fuses, it still couldn't take one Corvus down. Also, they're adding a ton of cyclones to this side again. The right side is still super weak, which relates to the first tip of balanced defenses yet again. This also introduces a new problem I'll get into soon. They really should have added the cyclones here. Though I will admit, the salvos look satisfying. The folks here finally decided to wisen up, though, as they added meltdowns to the last choke point. This is also tip number 4. Always have backups on defenses and on power, as any mistake later on can cost you hours of progress. And voila, the last line of defenses fended off the units in time. Look at this scrap to impact reactor schematic. This is genuinely quite nice to have if you're feeling lazy. And here is the next tip, this time not directly related to gameplay. Feel free to use other people's schematics. Obviously, don't post about it saying it's your own work. But if you're just doing a playthrough where you don't want to design your own schematics, go use other people's schematics. If you don't know where to find them, look on the Mindustry Discord server, the official Mindustry subreddit, or join multiplayer servers. Most of them are efficient, and it will make your playthrough more enjoyable. You can also use units for defense. If you feel like your turrets are maxed out, you can use units to increase your power. Just remember to prioritize the turrets, as they are still your main source of DPS. And here's your final tip. Notice how the ripples and cyclones aren't shooting anymore, making them useless. This is a lesson to always think about ammo consumption. Though you can place as many turrets as you want, always make sure that you have the production to supply those turrets. This is what makes Meltdown's and Spectre's turrets so good. You can easily supply them. And though there are turrets with higher potential DPS, you need a lot of upkeep for them, so they have a higher risk of error. And there you have it. These are the tips I learned in Mindustry TD. Make sure to screenshot these and use these in your games. That's all. Subscribe if you enjoyed.